right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to that old staple, the Antiga Shipyard, and Quantic.Illusion in the orange trunks, playing Terran to the west versus his opponent. It is StarSquirtle, currently up 2 games in this best-of-9 series, the reigning champion of the Fight Club. He is in the red trunks playing Protoss to the east.
And Squirtle has just looked ridiculous. And we mentioned that StarTale does have quite the roster to defend against for any team who's going up against them. But I have to say, if you guys did not watch the games between StarTale and Liquid over the weekend, or I guess it was on Friday, was when we broadcast those games, I went all the way to 9 games. In fact, it was 4-1 in favor of StarTale before Tasia came back and 4 killed. The last game against Bomber is one of the best TVTs I have ever seen.
Oh, wow, yeah. You definitely want to check that out. It's been Euro Liquid, Liquid Advantage, Tasia Advantage, whichever other stupid brand name slogan you want to come up with, but Liquid has been on fire in the team leagues lately. I'm looking forward to seeing their performance going on. Yeah,
so tomorrow we want to remind you guys, of course, we are going to cast their games against Slayers. We're going to see who's going to make it out to IPL Face-Off, actually, the San Francisco Showdown. Tickets, of course, are still available for that. Head over to IGN.com/IPL. Big old banner off to the right-hand side. You can't miss it. Just click on there.
You should as well. That's going to be quite the event as well. If you happen to be one of those rare beasts as well that enjoys League of Legends and StarCraft, well, there's plenty of both at that event.
And here's where I say I do, because I love a lot of games. You know what? So even though League of Legends has a lot of things you have to memorize if you ever want to try and commentate it, I've played 150 games of League of Legends. I still don't know the names of all the champions.
I've played over 1,000 games of LoL, and I'm still terrible at it. So yeah, it's just how it's going to be. No, oh God, I don't see myself commentating that anytime in the future. But, well, one way or the other, it's a great esports event, and it's guaranteed to be awesome. The IPL TAC finals with whoever ends up being there. I mean, considering the teams remaining, it's going to be good one way or the other.
Yep. So, again, that'll be tomorrow, 4 p.m. Pacific. But for now, looks like we're starting things similar to how we did in Game 1. Gasless Fast Expand against what is likely to be a 1-gate expand out of Squirtle.
And why not? You know, it's super standard for a reason, and it works. And I think, honestly, Squirtle's comfortable with the idea of this whole Barracks Gasless Expand. It's like, all right, you want to prolong the game. I mean, there were opportunities there. That 2x could have worked, honestly. A couple more SCVs would have meant the bunker went up. Bringing only 1, I think, was a little bit of a mistake. Not getting his forces, I mean, if you look through the stage of it, taking that Stalker out would have been crucial. The Marauder got caught on the little chasm in the middle of that map and couldn't connect. So that Stalker stayed alive. As a result, that Stalker was able to intercept 2 Marine reinforcements coming up. And I think that if all of those things had occurred, then that Nexus could have very well gone down, and that would have been a super successful 2-ax attempt. But it was not, and we're now in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with you. I mean, we've seen clearly that Illusion has a willingness to pull SCVs when he feels the time is right, even if it was just threatening or faking, as we kind of saw in the last game, whether it's pulling all 55 SCVs in game number 1. So I think a few more in that circumstance certainly would not have hurt.
No, no. In fact, it would have helped very, very much indeed. So, oh well, it happens. You know, at the end of the day, they don't have God's eye view. No. Players make mistakes. It would be a very boring game if players never made mistakes. I always say that StarCraft is not necessarily about what one player did right, but what the other player did wrong.
Unless you're watching Nesty, he never makes mistakes.
No, of course not. Anyway. When he does, it's only to metagame his opponent. It's like, well, you know, Nesty, it's like, you know, God is merciful, God is fallible, God can be beaten. Psych.
Yeah, the only reason that he hasn't won every GSL is so that he can distribute the other GSLs along his teammates. MVP needed some too. So.
That's very true, yeah, and also the fact that the GSL would cease to exist if it was only Nesty winning it. So he actually has the good of esports at heart. Speaking of the good of esports at heart, that's a couple, well, that's 1 more gateway than we're used to here. It is a 4-gate off of a Nexus expand.
Yeah, this is really common on Antiga Shipyard, though, to put on 4-gate pressure after an expansion like this, especially because this ramp is very, very wide and it's pretty easy to get surface area for your units. Once again, we see Illusion going after the 3-Rex build that revolves around upgrades first. He has the engineering bay down. He's not deviating from this and going to Medivacs once again. And I think it's very likely, and there's the forward pylon, that Squirtle's going to try and put on some pressure.
Ooh, yeah, and this may very well work. We are actually seeing the factory coming out a little bit earlier from Illusion this time around, instead of going directly into that engineering bay. Only 1 bunker down. It could hold, but I would like to see at least a second. The problem is he has no idea this is coming, and this could get very ugly very fast. There's also no Marauders in this composition. That's very Stalker heavy. This is going to be ugly, man. There's even 3 sentries backing this up, so if he gets the wraparound, if he even needs the wraparound.
There it is. Bunker goes down, and all of a sudden, Illusion's in a lot of trouble. Squirtle just kind of saying, I can do whatever I want, and I will win this game.
Well, we've got that one forward pylon stop, but there is one slightly out of range down to the bottom there. I'm not liking this lack of Marauders. He went for the 3 racks, and he eventually put the add-ons on, but he went completely into Marine, which is not effective against the Stalker Sentry combo by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, he's trying to push forward one more time, has a few SCVs to go ahead and buffer, but of course, Squirtle can just sit here. He's doing economic damage just by existing.
Exactly, and, well, more SCVs are thrown. I would not want to be an SCV working for Illusion, man. It doesn't seem like a particularly good career option.
No, not at all, and that bunker is going to fall once again. It's being repaired up, but that's not going to be enough. The DPS from the Zealots and Stalkers
he could actually
just
win right
much.
now. He actually could win right now. This is ridiculous as it sounds. Yeah, 4-gate pressure off of Nexus. Yeah.
And there's the pylon inside of the natural. There's a bitter-mannered pylon there as well. We'll see if we get some dancing zealots here in a second. But there it is, GG,
God,
and Squirtle's up 3-0.